Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing a fully loaded Mazda CX-90. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Orem Mazda here in Orem, Utah, for giving me some time with this CX-90. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for Jordan. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 3.3 liter inline 6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 340 horsepower and then 369 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, notice how it's flat there in the center, and you guys can see it kind of falls off a little bit on either side. And by the way, this paint color really pops. And then popping down below, the CX-90 headlight design is super interesting. You guys can see with the chrome trim here, notice the grille's all blacked out. Also have the parking sensors here on the front end as well. And putting it all together, let me you guys think about the looks here with the CX-90. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275, 45, 21 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels, you got the silver mixed with the blacked out elements. And they've got these body painted fender flares here. You get your inline 6 badge on the side, and then you guys can see the chrome trim there on the side as well. And then there's more around the windows. And then here is your full side profile with the CX-90. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have the Mazda logo here, and then you guys can see that you got this nice trim here on the side, and then on the other side you've got your lock and unlock function, and then the opening for the hatch as well. And then popping into the back, you guys can see we've got a decent amount of storage space behind the third row. We also have some outlet action here in the back. Now you can fold down the third row for even more space if you need that. And then when you're all done, they give you this nice little button up top to close the hatch. Really cool taillight design here in the back, and you guys can see E, Skyactiv G. We've got the parking sensors here at the bottom, then got the rest of the badging. And putting it all together, let me you guys think about the overall design with this particular CX-90. Now popping inside, we've got a sunshade here for the rear passengers, and then soft touch at the top, and then I love the suede inserts here. I think that's really cool. You can see more padding down below, and look at the stitching that goes across. And then taking a look at the seat, perforated all down the center portion, and notice the stitching design as well. Now legroom here in the back's really good. This is the second row, and then you guys can see the little storage pocket, got some vents. We have heated and ventilated seats for the second row passengers. We also have our own climate zone, got some cup holders, and then a little center console here, which is interesting. Now as for the third row, you can see the seats aren't as cool looking as the second row here with all the perforations and quilting and everything. But with the third row, headroom is decent, and then you guys can see legroom here. This is not most accurate because you can see this one's pushed pretty far back. So legroom, just like most crossovers, is going to be a little bit more on the cramped side of things. And then take a look at the front door panel, again, soft touch, and then look at the trim down below and then across as well. Blind spot ring with the mirrors, and then more soft touch down below. All of our window controls, and then the mirrors do power fold in. And then take a look at the front seat, you can see again with that cool quilted perforated design. Power adjustments on the side, and then we have our memory seat function, and that's for the hatch. And then your parking sensors, traction control, and then your iStop to turn that function off. And then I like how they put that there. And then the dash is soft touch. Now I've got this really cool two-tone steering wheel, and you guys can see the controls on the front. We've got our adaptive cruise control, our lane keep assist, volume, voice command controls as well. And then paddle shifters on the back, and then we've got our regular stalks on top of that. Big digital gauge cluster here in the center, and notice we can scroll through some different menus, see different bits of info on systems within the car itself. And then we do have some different drive modes, sport, normal, and then off-road. I like the little animation that comes through. We also have a heads-up display, and then we've got this 360 camera system, if the camera will focus on it. There you go. Trajectory lines turn with the steering wheel, so that's all fancy. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, it's super dark with the background screen. It's not a touchscreen. Everything's controlled with a dial just like other Mazdas. But overall, once you get used to it, it's an easy system. Again, with the trim across the dash, you can see the stitching down below. I think they did a really good job with the design on this. And then we've got our dual zone climate controls, heated and ventilated seats here for the front, heated steering wheel as well. And then a little charging pad right there. You can see another charging port. Drive mode select, which it says MI drive. And then you got some nice trim that covers up like the cup holders. Shifter there for the 8-speed hill descent control, that's for the camera system. And then this is kind of like the analog control stack for the infotainment system. You do have your parking brake and your auto hold right next to it as well. And then you guys can see the center console. Padding on the top, got some stitching there as well. And then look at it. That glove box is big. I like the handle. Nice premium finish. And then it looks like it has a camera rear view mirror and then a panoramic sunroof. Now taking a look at the window sticker, you guys can see 2024 Mazda CX-90. And this one is the Turbo S Premium Plus. And so yeah, there's quite a bit. And this color, by the way, is called Artisan Red Premium. Pretty cool. Most everything is standard. We do have a few options like the digital rear view mirror. Anyways, total MSRP $63,170 for this fully loaded Mazda. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood, both the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear. And let us set off in the loaded up CX-90. I love how they call this a Turbo S, just like a Porsche. I'm gonna say this right now, Mazda, the people demand that you now create a Turbo S Mazda Miata. Turbo S Mazda Miata. The people demand it. If you don't do it, then the people will be sad. There you go. There you go. Anyways, focusing on this turbo 3-row family SUV. It's comfortable. I like these seats a lot. They did a really good job with the overall design with this. And the reason I picked out this one is because of this interior. I want you guys to let me know what you think about it. I think it's pretty cool. It pops quite a bit. Powertrain's pretty interesting. I mean, tons of torque. It's interesting with how it responds. Gotta love an inline six though. They always got quite a bit of low end grunt, which I think is always a nice thing to experience with a car, and especially here at higher elevation, it just makes the overall driving experience a lot better. Well, we're gonna go sport mode. I was gonna go off-road mode. I don't think we're doing any off-roading in today's video. It's cool. The gauge cluster gets a little bit more aggressive with that mode. And yeah, I mean, we'll get a real acceleration in a moment, but good torque. You really do feel the torque with this powertrain. And the suspension's pretty comfortable. I mean, it still kind of has that sportier Mazda feel, so it's on the firmer side of comfort, I think would be a good way to put it. But yeah, I think they've overall done a pretty good job with this. And let's well, we'll get like a partial acceleration here. Oh, wow. It's quick. It's quick. Again, for a 3-row family SUV, it's got some power. It's got some pep in its step. So to cap things off with the Turbo S, you know, this is, I know a lot of people are going to see this as, it's a lot of money for a Mazda, and I completely understand and respect that. It is quite a bit of money for a Mazda. But here are my thoughts. Looks fantastic on the outside, fantastic interior. I mean, you're getting a luxury car. Like, that's it. You are getting a luxury car, and this is still more affordable than 3-row luxury SUVs. So like, you look at BMW, Audi, all that, you're gonna be over $70,000. And this, I don't know, I love this. I love just the overall, like, everything feels so tight, just the overall build quality and all of that. So let me know your thoughts on this. But yeah, Mazda's definitely, you know, punched above, you know, what most people will typically pay for a Mazda, I suppose, right? $60,000, you go $60,000 for a Mazda, but the powertrain you're getting, the interior you're getting, and, wow, I am horrible at parking, and the features you're getting, it makes, the value is there. The value is there.